Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the pre-market live show. Today is Tuesday, September 23rd, and let's see what the market looks like. All information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only, not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. How is everybody this morning? I don't know why this thing doesn't work in the morning. It works at night, and then all of a sudden I come down and the StreamYard's all messed up in the morning. Anyway, pardon me. I definitely have a cold. I thought my allergies were bothering me, but I definitely have a cold here. So if I'm coughing or sneezing or anything, just ignore me. That's for sure. And let's roll through, see what our Jolie's jumpers are doing this morning. So here we go. BTAI. What's BioXL up to? Looked like it was pulling back. We're just going to cruise right through and see what these guys are up to real quick. BETAI. That looks like it's setting up. That's why I had to come over here and see what that was up to. CPSH ran up yesterday, a little bit of pullback this morning. And CTW, got CTW Cayman. And that one ran up yesterday pretty well. Ran up a little bit this morning there, but pulling up. How about Holo right here? Holo's running up and not looking too bad right there. It did get up to 735 and it's at 662 right now. So that was running up yesterday. IPDN is looking pretty good. Professional Diversity Network. Keep an eye on that. That could actually run up some more. MLGO micro algo right there. That had run up last week and it looks like it's trying to run up again. So we'll keep an eye on that one. NUAI, I'll be looking at MLGO. And NUAI ran up yesterday, spiked up some more this morning right there. Open door. That was pulling back right there. Let's see what it's doing this morning. It looks like it's trying to stop on the 20, but we'll keep an eye on it. Again, I think there's better opportunities. ORIS, we know that one was running up yesterday, has that little look, a little healthy pullback right there. We'll see if it wants to roll up some more. And Cassava Sciences right here, been running up as well. And a little bit of a healthy pullback right there. SLE, that Super League jumped up. We were looking at it, and they're having like a crypto treasury. And SLNH Soluna, that was looking pretty good, and you can keep an eye on that. That could run up some more today. SSKN, Strata Skin Sciences, and that thing was running up. Watch that one, SSKN. That could be good still today. And WIMI is Weemy Hologram, and that was running up. Isn't that a China one right there? WIMI. And that one was cruising along right there. So let's see. It is a China advertising agency in the top and not looking too bad. So there you go with your Jolie's jumpers. And thank you very much, Asian Jolie. And let's just cruise right through the market, see what else is going on. And like I said, I definitely have a cold, so don't mind me. That's for sure. And let's see what else is going on. We'll run through our SPY Big Caps Mag 7. Let's see what's RAI up to. That's still up a little bit. We did look at that ORIS right there. And let's see STFS. This one is starting to set up right there, down a little bit. And AIHS is starting to set up, and that's just sitting there flat. How about Neon right there? That's down a little bit. And let's see, what's that OP up to? That's just kind of hanging out. So a couple other ones that grabbed my attention. Path right there, down a little bit, but did jump up this morning. And let's see what our Light Bridge is up to. That was running up yesterday, and that spiked up a little bit and could have a little bit of pullback. Duolingo is just kind of hanging out right there, and Chipotle is kind of just hanging out as well. So CNA right there is flat. Let's look at our SPY Mag 7 big caps and see what they're up to, and we'll see what's going on. The SPY is down a little bit. It doesn't look bad. It's in the top, and it doesn't have a bad look at all. And it could turn green with no problem. We've seen it plenty of times do that. So we'll be watching it. Let's see what Apple's up to. It's pulled back a little bit. It was running up pretty well yesterday. And Amazon right here had pulled back down to the 50, but not looking bad to try to get set up. It's not ready yet. Google is up in the top, and it looks like it's trying to roll off that MACD to stay up there. So we'll have to keep an eye on that one. It could run up some more. And Meta was taking a dip down to the support line. It looks like it's going to try to bounce off. Microsoft was pulling back a little bit down to that support line, and looks like it wants to bounce off of that one. And the video was running up yesterday, and a little healthy pullback right there. And what about our Tesla? Still running up right there at 438, not looking bad. And like I said, there's some big old options at the end of this week. And CWVX CoreWeave right there. Well, CW CRVX is the CoreWeave 2-time, but that's up big time, and CoreWeave is up CRWV right there. So there you go. That's running. And how about Plug still running up a little bit more, plugging along right there. That one's nice as well. And let's see what else is happening right here with our other ones. AMC, just a little pullback, definitely getting set up there. GameStop not looking bad. And let's see what Chewy and Unity are up to. Chewy's getting set up right there. It's not ready to curl up on Chewy, but it's getting set up. And Unity's just been playing up at the top. And it looks like it could just keep running up there and staying up there. Netflix down a tiny bit, but there's a good channel right there. Now it's getting set up. And Netflix has like a week or so. And that'll start to run. And how about our AVGO? And let's look at our semiconductors. That one is up a little bit. MU, didn't they report, or they report today at some point? I think it's this morning at some time. Not sure exactly what time, but MU is reporting their earnings. That's one of the few ones right there. And what about that TSM still running up pretty big right there? So there you go with that. And SMCI is looking pretty good to get set up as well. And how about our AMD? It's up a little bit, and that's looking pretty good to get set up. It's just a little bit flat right there, curled through, and looks pretty good to jump up. So we'll be watching the market to see if it wants to cruise. And QCOM, just a little healthy pullback, but nothing crazy there. And what about that snow? It is trying to set up and go up a little bit. That should be pretty healthy. And PayPal right here is in a channel and has a little bit of time to set up now. And Intel had been running up and it's falling back down. We'll see if it can curl back up, and that's where it's going to stay. Maybe it'll make a new base up here, actually. So we'll be watching that. For Intel, and Dell's been looking pretty good right here. So let's keep an eye on Dell. It's up a little bit right there, not looking bad. And of course, our IBM's been running up, and it's at the top at this point. And Palantir right here, PLTR, that's not looking bad today. So that looks like it wants to curl up. Of course, Sophie was looking good and running up a small amount right there. Mara and Riot, they're just kind of hanging out. Riot's up a little bit, and CleanSpark was up pretty big yesterday, and that's running up. And of course, we'll go through our crypto, see what's going on. MicroStrategy trying to bounce back. Robinhood is also up a little bit right there. And Coinbase is up a little bit too. And so is Bull. And I told you Webull could be a good one right there. And of course, Space, Virgin Galactic, there it goes. I'm telling you, that thing looks pretty good. And what about Boeing right here? And that's trying to actually bounce up. I thought maybe it would try to level down a little bit. We'll see. It actually looks like a reversal right there. So we'll look at Boeing, see if it does want to reverse. DJT was trying to set up yesterday, and Fun has a pretty good setup going on, and it's just sitting there flat at the moment. What about McDonald's trying to bounce back after it bottomed out right there? You're going to get a little movement on that curl up. Disney had been pulling back. I think that bottomed out possibly yesterday as well. So there you go with Disney, and that had a nice little dip in it. And let's see what our Oxy and ExxonMobil are doing, and they're trying to bounce back up. And I'm telling you, oil and gas looking pretty good right there. Speaking of which, there you go, RBNE, TMDE right there. And Gush usually isn't moving, but it's down a little bit, getting to that support line. Let's see what our DXYZ is going to do right here. That Destiny Tech is looking pretty good, like I said, and it is definitely getting set up right there relatively quick. And Nike right here is getting set up, and it looks like it could have bottomed out right there. We'll watch that. Symbotic was popping up there, a little bit of pullback this morning. And what about Rivian? It is up a little bit, and like I said, I've been seeing them all over the place lately. Sterling just kind of flat there after a big run up, and Sezzle right here is down, sitting on that trend line, getting ready to get set up. BLNK, let me just click on it there. Blink charging, that's still running up there, looking pretty good in the top. And there is our Rhythm, RYM, the former Agrify, just pulling back some. And there you go with our big caps and Mag 7 and all them guys. And that's what they look like this morning. And gold rally powers ahead. Stocks hover near highs. It's not just 2025 optimism lifting the stock market, and the OECD lifts U.S. growth outlook, but it's still a bleak forecast. And Dow futures steady ahead of Powell's comments as Powell speak today. And new highs in Asia. Powell gets to say his piece. So that's interesting. What's Powell doing today? I'm not even sure. But let's see. Here we are. Fed Bowman speech right there at 9 a.m. Fed Bostic speech. And I'm not sure if Powell is speaking. There you go. I would say at 12:35, Fed Chair Powell speech, guys. So we could have a little bit of a flat market and to see what Powell's going to have to say today. And there you go. So that's at 12:35 today, and that could be a big one to show what the market wants to do. You can see it's a little flat right here, but it does look like it wants to move. I'm not going to lie. That SLE is up and SSKN is way up as well. And let's just take a look at the SPY real quick. It is down a little bit, but we've seen a lot worse, and it really doesn't look bad. It looks like it wants to bounce back up right there. So I'd say it's not in bad shape this morning, and we'll be watching that just to make sure it doesn't want to hover down like that, but it doesn't look like at the moment. Let me see what you guys want to see. TSM rocking and rolling up there, that's for sure. And Microsoft in a squeeze could rip at any time. It's definitely sitting on that line right there, looking pretty good. IONQ. Let's see what that's up to. It just keeps running up right now. And NEW, what is that one? I'm not sure what that one is. I know there's a Newt like this one. I know that one right there. Let's click on it. New Tech One. And that's just pulling back right there. Excuse me. Like I said, I have a cold. The nose is running. And so yeah, don't mind me at all. Anyway, here we go. And I was up like half the night. Oh, it said IONQ new 52-week high. I was sitting there. I'm so out of it right now. Laptop travel. I don't know what the heck I'm looking at. Anyway, my head is just in a fog. I hate having a cold, and especially with a brain injury, it's just not the same having a cold anymore. CLSK is running up right there, looking pretty good. And Toyota Motor, what's that doing at the 200? That looks real good to get curled up. And but Signal Flash yesterday for NVIDIA on TTM squeeze right there. So keep an eye on that. And yeah, that looks pretty good. Oh, TTM Trade Desk, TTD, it should be, I think, or unless you're talking about Toyota Motor, but Trade Desk is looking pretty good too right here. So that's looking good. And let's see, NUAI right there, Doge Mama 9. Let's see, that one's busted up there and blasting off into the top. That should be a runner right there. NUAI, not looking bad. New Era Energy and Digital right there. That could keep some momentum today. So that one looks good. And what's CJET up to this morning? It's just down a little bit right here, pulling back some. And let's see if it wants to make that bounce. It doesn't look too bad. Let me see. CJET right here. It is trying to keep itself up. I'll have to see. You can tell it's a little bit flat right there. I'll look at CJET today and see if this bad boy, it does almost have that look like it wants to curl back up. I know it ran the other day. You just can't exactly tell at the moment. And ADAP right here, ADAP, Adaptimmune. And this bad boy is curling back up. You can see that 20 going. That's a weird look, too, as it's in the top and your 20's curling up right there for ADAP. I know it recently ran up, but it looks pretty good. Maybe you have a little healthy pullback as that 20 comes up. Maybe that's what we're seeing right there. And then it'll get rocking and rolling again. And Lulu is looking pretty good. A little healthy pullback right there as it was getting set up. And thank you, Doge Mama 9. I'll try to feel better. And yeah, I just thought my allergies have been bothering me, but definitely was not feeling. I was like sneezing the entire night. It was crazy. I was like, holy cow, can I stop sneezing right now and go to bed? I just kept waking up sneezing. And so yeah, it was a long night anyway with no rest, and now I just feel like crap. But oh well, what are you gonna do? That happens sometimes, and you just gotta keep on cruising. So there we are, and let me see what the market has in store for us today. And let me take a look. What am I even looking at? Charts right here. Holy cow, I don't even know where I'm looking. SSKN and NUAI we had just looked at, looking pretty good right there. And JXG, what is that one? An apparel manufacturer in China running up this morning. JZXN We're familiar with that. And there's your SLE Super League that was running up yesterday. And there's that plug that's running up a little bit more. Open door coming down some more as we thought. So there you go with that. Holo running up this morning, looking pretty good in that YAAS. Just a little healthy pullback. We'll keep an eye on it. ORIS up a little bit more this morning and looking pretty good. CWD, remember that caliber cost that recently ran up there? Let's see. It looks like it's pulling back but trying to roll off of there. Yeah, it looks like it's going to try to roll off. So that one might be another opportunity. CWD, I'll be watching that today. Cassava Science is setting up right there. And let's see, at ATCH has been pulling back. Nothing real crazy happening there. I think we're waiting for Fed Pal to speak at 12:30 there. So it could be a slower morning. I didn't even realize he was speaking today, to be honest with you. And it's basically the same ones on this side as the other side. ARAI, that's looking pretty decent right there. That BETR ran up yesterday. There's our Holo. And yeah, not a whole lot going on. I can say that right now. Let's look at our crypto and see what's going on. Bitcoin looks a little bit better. Is there supposed to be an announcement today or something about crypto? And you can see it looks like it's trying to bottom out right there. Yesterday was that dip and rip kind of look. And we'll see if it's yeah, that's trying to stop itself. Ethereum. And let's see what Solana's doing. That's trying to hold itself up as well. And let's see where Ripple is right here. That was a really nice dip. I know that. And that one also. I mean, they're kind of slowly coming down, but I think that bottoms in on that dip right there. Doge did the exact same thing. And Cardano looked the exact same. So they are down a little bit this morning. Maybe there is some good news coming and they just get ripping right back up. We'll see what's going on with that. But they don't look like they want to continue to fall real hard anyway. Here's optimism. And I know ETF was still hanging out right around the same spot right there this morning. So that didn't really change too much either. So that is what we're looking at in the market. Let me see. Maybe you need to take some Tylenol. I hear it's on sale. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go take a bunch of Tylenol, guys. That's what I'll do today. And I don't take anything, Luis Rodriguez. I was saying that last night. So yeah, I will just ride it out because it's just a little cold and I'll be all good. And we won't really miss a beat, I'm pretty sure. So, and there you are, all your winners that you had this morning: SSKN, IPDN, NUAI, SLNH, HOLO, and HOWL. What was that up to? Good old Hal right there, the werewolf. It's getting to be around Thanksgiving, Halloween. So the werewolf's coming out here, HOWL. And I am telling you, I'm just completely out of it. But anyway, yeah, that one definitely ran up right there. That's got some good momentum. And Holo's setting up for a big squeeze today. I would say so as well. Holo looking pretty good right there. And there you are. So that one is running up and looks like it wants to get into the top and continue its way up right there. So keep an eye on that as it's bouncing around near 7. And I'm telling you, AMD looks like it's trying to set up right there, looking pretty good. So keep your eye on that one right there as well. It's just getting set up. Apple had been running up. We looked at our SPY and Mag 7 and all these guys already. We just looked at crypto. And let me see what else is going on real quick. Anything else that we wanted to see? GIS, a little bit of pullback right there. What's OCGN up to this morning? That's a little bit of pullback. AppLovin's pulling back a little bit now. And what about Bitfarms right here? It's just kind of hanging out. Could run back up right there. And ABTC was pulling back, but doesn't look too bad right there. It looks like it's getting ready to bounce back up. So that's not too bad. And there you go. BMNR right there, it's bouncing back up. So I think crypto, like I said, had a nice little dip and rip look, and we'll see what's going on with that. If there's any kind of news coming out today for our crypto, apparently there's supposed to be, and then Powell speaks at 12:30. So there you go. And KVUE, Tylenol warnings from Trump. Yeah, I definitely know that one. And I did not miss that yesterday. And so what is KV? Is that Kenvue household personal products right there? And let's see, Trump warns against Tylenol and pregnancy and autism fears yesterday. So there you go. And I'm not sure what this one has. I don't even know what these people own. The Kenview, but it did bounce up right there, hit that bottom yesterday, and looks like it's bouncing up. If that's today, it is. So it looks like it's still going to pull back a little bit at the moment. But yeah, Tylenol was all over the news yesterday, all over everywhere. And obviously, Trump did say, warned pregnant women not to take it unless, like, I think, like, yeah, absolutely had to or something. And children shouldn't be taking it. Again, we don't take anything really in this house. So I don't take Tylenol anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I'm telling you, it's so crazy. Like, all this stuff always comes out, like, with side effects, and you find out down the road. I just don't take any of it anyway to begin with. So it's like, like the COVID shot. They weren't coming nowhere near me with that damn thing. And I don't even take over the counter medicine. And if you want to hear a crazy story, listen to the end of last night's show. I tell you a crazy story about my Dayquil episode. And then I tell you a funny story about UPS and working in a mail room at a mortgage company. That was great. I can't even believe I remembered that story. I was cracking up last night after I got off the air. I was like, I can't believe that even happened. That was so crazy, guys. I'm telling you, that's like a script out of a movie. You're calling like the CEO of a major, huge, the second biggest employer in New Jersey. You're calling the CEO at 10 o'clock because a package just came down with a bunch of vibrators from like the VP of the company. It was wild, guys. I'm telling you, it was the craziest shit ever. And so if you missed that story last night, check out the end of last night's show. It is a wild story. And again, I tell you a crazy story too about my Dayquil and why I don't take over the counter medicines anymore. And I'm not really supposed to or allowed, but yeah, I don't really take anything. So there you go. BETR was spiking up big yesterday. It's running up some more today right here and looks pretty decent. I mean, it's not as high as it was yesterday, but it doesn't look too bad to try to run up some more right there. It looks pretty healthy at the moment. And let's see what our SPY looks like. It's only down 59 cents. And again, it doesn't even look bad right there. So I would say it could bounce right back up. And Powell speaks at 12:30, so we'll see what he has to say today and what the markets are going to do. So there you go, everybody. I'm going to hop off and try to save my voice a little bit, and we'll be on tonight. And I'll keep you guys posted, obviously, and watching what happens. It does look like it could be a little bit of a slow morning there, and then Powell does speak at 12:30 today. So a very interesting one there. And here you go. There's a Fed Chair Powell speech at 12:35, and a lot of stuff going on before that. And the 2-year note auctions are right after his speech. So interesting day in the market. Not a whole lot going on besides your MU earnings right here. And it is up going in. It did look pretty good going in. I think their earnings are pretty soon. I'm not exactly sure. Maybe they're after the market closes. I thought they were this morning, but I could be completely wrong. I don't follow them. But anyway, that's what it looks like. And what did these guys do right here? QMCO. They were pulling back, and that was some good pullback. And yeah, it could bounce back up. I'll see if it's another opportunity for these guys to rip right up there, because D-Wave doesn't look bad after that little pullback yesterday. And RGTI, this one was still looking pretty good this morning, and IONQ was running up. And let's see what else. QTUM, that one's not looking bad. So yeah, they're way at the top again. You guys know how I feel. I sell them when they get up there, and unless it's like a real true momentum play, which we've been seeing a lot of them, but that had already run up, pulling back. Maybe it'll be a second chance to run up there. And there you go, everybody. I would say that is a fun pre-market review right there. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I'll try to feel a little better today, and yeah, that's I'll try to, maybe I'll even get a little rest, but I doubt it. I'll be watching this market because I know I'm involved in a couple of these that are popping up right here that are still moving along. So I got to keep my eye on these bad boys right there and see when they get out of them. I'll be looking at my minute charts right there, and I was already looking at it this morning. This one's a weird one, guys. I'm not gonna lie. You see how these like candles are strange? I don't really like this one, but I knew it was going up. But once you get into the minute candles, I don't really like it. ORIS wasn't bad. That one was pretty easy to pay attention to right there. And obviously the pre-market doesn't run. They run weird in the pre-market. It'll pick up, but that riot runs like that most most of the day. It was kind of weird, at least yesterday it was, while I was looking at the minute chart. So anyway, just a little minute chart breakdown right there, and there you go with a little stock market breakdown for you guys and little stock charts. All information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only, not intended as financial advice. Always do your due diligence. Thank you everybody for hanging out, greatly appreciate it. Doge Mom and 9, Laptop Travel, and Luis Rodriguez, and everybody else that hangs out in the morning. Be sure to lock in those profits and trade smart. Pal speaks at 12:30, it looks like, so market could be a little bit flat going into that. I have no idea what he's even talking about, so we'll have to see. Maybe he's mentioning some more what their plan is with rate cuts. I have no idea, guys. I had no idea he was even speaking today, so there we go. It was a surprise to me, and we'll see what's happening with that. We'll keep you updated, and as the market moves along there towards that 12:30. And again, just a little bit flat this morning. The Nvidia and Apple are both down a hair, but not too bad. And it does look like the market wants to bounce back up. SPY is down just a little bit, but that does not look bad either, you can see. So market's not bad. SPY's in that top and looks like it wants to bounce up in there. So who knows what's going on. And apparently there might be some crypto news coming out from the White House today as well. I can't confirm that, but I did hear that from several people as well. So I'm not exactly sure what is even going on with that either. So I'm in the dark, guys. I don't know what the heck's going on. And be sure to slap the like button, guys, and make it count. So there you go. I will feel better. Thank you, Luis Rodriguez and everybody else. And again, I just got a little cold here. I honestly thought it was my allergies because my nose was just like running, and it's usually the season right around fall, but I don't know. I'm the first one to get a cold in the house. Go figure. I'm usually the last one. So that's pretty weird, but I'll fight it off real quick. It's not a big deal. And there you go, everybody. So thank you for tuning in, and be sure to follow along on X, YouTube, Instagram, and like the show, retweet it, and all that good jazz. And until later, guys, you guys trade smart, lock in your profits. Goodbye. Good luck. See you later. And have a great day, everybody.